Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the southeast corner of the map, playing in blue, we've got Beastyqt playing as the Order of the Dragon, and his opponent in the northwest playing in red. We've got Corvinus 1 playing as the Japanese. Welcome everyone to Holy Island. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, hopefully you are having a fantastic day, and today we're going to be seeing a great matchup, the Japanese versus the Order of the Dragon. Now, I've got to say, the Japanese are a great civilization on hybrid maps, water maps, you name it. All due to the cheapness of their fishing boats. Look at that, 45 wood per fishing boat. Now, it's usually 75, so it's a decent saving. Well, I say it's decent, it's a great saving, 30 wood per boat. Now, on the right side of the map, we've got the Order of the Dragon, of course, with Beastie. Going to be getting these gilded villagers. Getting the extra resources 28% quicker, and building and repairing 20% faster. Now, this particular matchup is kind of curious, right? The Japanese have two particular options. They could go for the Kura Storehouse, could go for the Cocker Township. Landmarks, of course, two of them. Let's talk about it. Kura Storehouse, of course, free farms. They generate pretty slowly, but they do generate freely. It's a great farming transition, but on a map like Holy Island, you have to question, how much of a farming transition do you really need? And maybe, just maybe, Shinobi from the Cocker Township landmark could suit your needs a bit better of putting some pressure on your opponent. We'll have to see what Corvinus decides to do today. The thing about the Order of the Dragon, it's a bit slow to get going. It's a bit tricky at times, right? Because the villagers come out a bit slower. It takes longer to train. They're a bit more expensive. So usually your training time is 20 seconds on a villager. It takes 24 seconds. Usual cost is 50 food, it's 60 food. I've got to say though, on a map like Holy Island, where you get great food economy with your fishing ships, it shouldn't be too bad to afford the villagers. It's just more about the training time. That's a lot of sheep too there for Beastie. How's it going proper in the Twitch side of things on the chat? Who thinks Farman is an AI? Well, that's a good question. Let me know in the comment section below on YouTube if you think I am AI or real. Either way, what I would like to say is a very big thank you for everyone who's been supporting the channel, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube. Guys, absolute legends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I can ask for a bit of a favor, very, very quickly, takes a couple of seconds, completely free for you, but does me a lot of good, is just leave a comment in the comment section below of your favorite emoji. Just that's all I ask. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With the Order of the Dragon versus the Japanese, I don't think I've seen this matchup on this map before. And it feels weird for the Order of the Dragon. Now, of course, the HRE, their civilization that the Order of the Dragon is a variant of, they're incredibly strong on hybrid maps. They've got the prelate buffering by 40% here. And of course, you've got the 28% instead of 40. But the fact that there's that bit of a reduction compared to the HRE, and the fact that on land it's a bit tricky to get those units out because they're very expensive. I wonder how he defends against the Cocker Township. Because to be able to just afford one gilded archer, it's expensive and it takes a while. By the time he's able to do something like that, there's going to be Shinobi in his face. It could potentially drop an outpost, but again, wood is a bit of a problem on this map when you're investing so much into fishing ships. It could be a case to say, hey, look, let's just hold off on the fishing ship production a bit and get that outpost. But it looks like instead he's going to commit and get the Ark in Chapel. Like, interesting choice, right? Because the Minoc Palace is actually pretty popular for the Order of the Dragon. Gives them some unique technologies. One of my favorites has got to be Bodkin Bolts for the crossbowmen in Imperial Age. Of course, Imperial Age is a far away thought now, but it's something that's really good against siege. It's something just really satisfying about Bodkin Bolts. Crossbows, masses of them, just sniping out mangonels in a blink of an eye. And it's pretty powerful. But also the Golden Cuirass upgrade for the Man-at-Arms. Reduces the damage taken when it does fall under, when it's get critical damage, when it's pretty low on HP. It reduces the damage it takes even further. Makes the longevity for that unit that little bit extra. Gonna go for the double dock and contest that water. And Japanese now already in the feudal age. It's going to be looking good to get those Shinobis out pretty quickly and put some pressure on, which, of course, Beastie is looking to scout out and find out exactly where those are coming in from. The other great thing, by the way, for the Japanese is a bit of an unsung hero mechanic for hybrid maps is the access to stone. Now, you might be wondering, he's not mined a single bit of stone here, Corvinus. Well, that's true, but also not true. So he's gone for gold. And the thing about the Japanese is when you mine gold, you also get a bit of a trickle of the stone as well, and vice versa, by the way. So he could potentially get naval arrow slits inside of his docks. Not that I think he's going to necessarily need it, because the Japanese are likely to be aggressive on water. Now, a big part of that is the fishing economy. You get the great amount of food in, but also the cheaper cost of wood means that there's more wood to get these archer ships. It's going to move on in, and already Beasty is kind of in a bit of a spot of bother, but he will have double dock production, and he does open up with a galley. He's going to get a springald ship as well. And the great thing about the galley, you might be wondering, why did he open with a galley when he thinks it's going to be under pressure early? You might be thinking, why don't you just get the springald ship? Well, it does push away the shinobi. And so it's just as well he opened up with a galley, to be fair. Now, he has lost one fishing ship, and there's a lot of harassment, a lot of idle time being caused. A lot of this aggression here is more about causing idle time than actually killing villagers. Wait. Is he trying to get a third dock? It looks like it. Now, you might be thinking, why is this dock on fire when it's not even halfway down in terms of health? Well, it's because the shinobi do have some abilities. Got the sabotage, which does a 200 damage, but also sets the building on fire for 30 seconds. Does also have the Shunshin, able to drop a smoke bomb, reappear at a selected location. Also able to act as a spy. Of course, we know and love this unit, but what I've noticed, actually, a lot of people have commented on the YouTube side of things that people are very new to Age of Empires 4, and it can be very easy to take for granted a lot of the mechanics. Like, you kind of just, if you play a lot of Age of Empires, you watch a lot of it, you kind of already know what's happening. But what I've realized, actually, a lot of people have been saying in the comment section below, they've been very happy about the the walkthrough of some of the basic concepts. So I don't think we'll do it all the time, but it's pretty nice to have at times. Oh, I just noticed as well, we're kind of missing this overlay, aren't we? We'll have to get that bit running in a minute. Alright, overlay sorted, and it's going to be the barracks opening for Beasty here. Trusty JPEG says, yes, it's AI. I assure you, I promise you. What's the farming got to do to promise or prove that I'm not AI, damn it? But I'll take it as a compliment. Oh, should I be going in the back line? He's not going to be able to get... He does get a villager. Nice. I think it's worth. It's worth. You know, every villager you lose is the Order of the Dragon. It's a bit more painful than other civilizations. Of course, a bigger chunk of your... Oh, God, you might get another one. Beasty, hello? He's not noticed this. This is huge. This shinobi is getting so much value, and it does a decent amount of damage, right? Huge value already. Ah, so many fishing ships. Holy smokes. That economy rip-roaring for the Japanese. Now, Trusty in chat says, are you able to check the checkbox when they ask if you're a robot? You know what? I gotta say, sometimes I do struggle with it. But I do manage in the end, but I struggle. So maybe I'm half AI. He's actually committing more to shinobi, actually. One thing I've noticed about the Japanese and the shinobi, one of the reasons why it's actually not like a huge... I'm not a big fan of the landmark. The reason why is because of the scalability of the unit. We often don't see this actually happen. We don't often see mass shinobi, or not so much mass shinobi, but we don't see a lot of them at times. Sometimes we just see a couple and it sticks around for the early feudal age, and then it just drops off and no one ever makes them again. Kind of curious to see how many he'll make. How's it going, Fat Blarp in Twitch chat? Welcome on in. Beep bop, beep bop. That's a good song, actually, Beep Bop. You guys know that song? Is it? What? It was a group of three brothers, no? I forgot what the band is called, but that was a good song. Good times. He actually loses a man something. Actually, I kind of like the shinobi in this scenario, right? Because they actually get 5+ damage against extra damage against melee units. That's pretty hefty, actually. Especially going up as gilded units. That's actually that's actually really amazing, actually, in this matchup, right? This is actually ridiculous for this matchup for Man-at-Arms. That's beautiful, actually. I've not seen this interaction at all, actually, but it makes a lot of sense. The +5 damage you get against the melee units in particular against Man-at-Arms is pretty nice. We'll lose a couple of shinobis though around the back, but his water economy is looking so good. Oh god! Oh, look at this, guys. That's a lot of units. Seven war junks, 2 regular junks. I think the 2 regular junks is really for in case there's some demos, but there's just way too many here, right? The economy is looking way too good here for Corvinus, and he just takes a straight up fight. I don't think Beastyqt can hold this. Like, To be fair though, defender's advantage could come into play, and he could potentially use those fishing ships to heal on those military ships. But if he does that, then that means idle time and fishing economy, right? So it kind of hurts. This is a good micro though. Oh, there's a couple of... yeah, it's keeping the galleys behind just in case some demos coming up. Demos! There's one. Is it going to work? Oh, corvinus. Snipe it, snipe it, snipe it, snipe it. He snipes it. Okay, just about. It's alright. It was a bit closer than... It was less closer than I thought it would be, but... I was kind of hoping for more. Well, there's another demo though. Up in the north. Man-at-Arms charging on in. Demo. Corvinus. Snipe it. He doesn't... He gets a massive shot off. I mean, it took out one boat completely. Did a lot of damage on the other, and that might get sniped as well. Pretty decent. That Man-at-Arms caused a bit of idle time on that gold. It has been dealt with now. So he's held off for now, Beastie. With a really good trade, actually. The demo really helped out. And the defender's advantage really works out for him. Behind this, 52 eco units versus the 44. I mean, that's kind of expected considering the, the villager taking a bit longer for the Order of the Dragon. But of course, a lot of it's coming down to the fact that you can get a lot more fishing ships out, right? Corvinus is constantly making, well, he was constantly before, but he's got a lot of fishing ships out there on the map. So you start to head into the sort of 12, 13, 14 minute mark of the game. And it's like that both players are going to continue with that feudal age kind of pressure. The Shinobi, they're waiting for these early gilded Man-at-Arms. And oh, the Shunshin. This is the kind of good thing, right? He can dictate the terms of fight. He can just use the Shunshin, and it does have faster movement speed as well anyway. 1.38. Oh, maybe not. No, they're charging. The gilded, they're charging for now, but they will slow down. Yeah, 1.12 versus the 1.38. So yeah, Shinobi and Corvinus can actually dictate the terms of that fight if he wishes to. It's kind of quietening down, but don't let that fool you. The reason why it's happening is because Corvinus is thinking about the castle age. And if you can pick up those relics, it could be critical. That's a lot of demos. He doesn't have enough archer ships. This could be massive. Like, there's so many demos there that Beastyqt could just A-click and he'd be fine. There's not enough archer ships. And I think Beastyqt recognized that earlier on. That's a lot of demos. Oh my god. Is this actually going to happen? Because he might be pushed off of water here, Corvinus. Or at least take a big dent to his military. And I love the way he's splitting up. He's coming in from all sorts of angles here, Beastie. Oh my god. On the left side. Okay. He kind of... The thing is, he's sending a couple earlier, so he'll be able to snipe out a lot of them. He does take out one of them demos. Oh, he's not getting too much of a hit. Oh, it's a bit underwhelming there in the end because it didn't all come in at one time. I feel like if they all went at the same time, maybe you had a better effort on it, but he did split them up to try and get maximum value. Either way, on the back line does get to the next stage. This is where we have to focus, right? This is where the big bada booms are coming in. Massive demo ship shot there. It's quite easy to swear, actually, saying that quickly enough. If I say it like really fast, I could swear, but anyway. Another good demo shot. And another, about to pop it in. Yeah, there's no archer ships here. Corvinus is in all sorts of trouble. He gets his own demo, but it's a little bit too little too late. And the difference is Beastie does have archer ships. And Corvinus going for the mass Springald play, in terms of Springald ship, actually really hurts him. That's the massive play on water, and this is not looking good for Corvinus, though. He does have the tech up, so potentially could pick up those relics, could start to maybe spam Samurai, potentially. It's always a bit tricky going up against the Order of the Dragon, and he's getting some big losses here. Corvinus gets another demo to the face, and he's being pushed off of water massively. Just not enough archer ships there. And Beastie does start to swarm, and I don't know if there's a way back. I mean, he didn't get any naval arrow slits, possibly wasn't really expecting to be pushed off of water like this, but Beastie now can take all the fishing he wants. Look at the eco numbers. Corvinus down to 50. That was massive. Massive play on the water now. It's not over just yet. But Corvinus has to do something big. He's got to do it fast. And he's using the demos on the docks. Taking him off water for good. And this does actually now allow Beastyqt to maybe establish trade on water. That's always a possibility. He's starting to pick up those relics, but he's got to get them quick. I would be surprised to see... Yeah, there it is. There's the Renks Cathedral coming up for Beastyqt round the back. With 18 villagers. Bear in mind these villagers do build faster as well than your usual ones. And he's opting for the gold on the outside, and yeah, Corvinus is very much off of water. He's going to have to switch everything to land, and this is where things hurt, right? He went for the Cocker Township, so farming transition will be pretty heavy and hard for Corvinus. He's lacking the military on land as well, going for the Buddhist temples to deposit those relics. Wait, what? How many? What? Is he going for bald men? Wait, what? I'm confused here. Wait, it would do because it's Buddhist. Wait, what? Huh? Why is there 4 of them? It's because he went... Wait. Oh my god. He actually went for this one. Now, this is weird because I am so used to seeing the other one. This is kind of curious. There's not going to be any Yorishiro this time. Going to be able to get the Buddhist monk and houses unique Buddhist technology starting in Castle Age. So you can put it in buildings to generate gold. Interesting play here, gotta say. Alright. It's the Temple of Equality, rather. This is the one. There we go. That's the landmark. That's actually kind of curious. I mean, I've not seen this landmark, like, ever since the beginning of the game. It was released, Salt of the Cell DLC. I don't think I've hardly ever seen this. Corvinus bringing it out today. Pretty cool. Kind of interesting to see that happen. But what he's going to have to do is actually get these relics in and get a good amount of gold coming on in as well. He's got 3 of them already so far, but to be fair, Beastyqt's already picked up 1 and is going to get another one soon as well. And he's starting to get those Buddhist monks out. Going to be getting 25 gold every 60 seconds. Going to pump them out. So his gold income is going to be pretty nice. In fact, let's just take a sneak peek at that. As he now needs a farming transition. It's going to take a while though. Yo, Fablab, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, my dude. Welcome on in. Bear in mind, we've got plenty of emotes, by the way. Cracking emotes. So check them out. I'm really proud of them. I am biased, but hey, I really do love the emotes that we have on Twitch. We invested quite a bit into them earlier on, and I'm super happy with them. So use them at your free will. I'm sure you enjoy them too. Hopefully you will. I appreciate that support. I'm kind of curious to see where Corvinus goes from here, right? Like, he's got to start pumping out units soon. He does have Honor Beastyqt. Maybe he's looking to try and raid as much as he can, but of course, Beastyqt's in a really strong position now. He's got water, and he's got a lot of units on land. He doesn't have to... Really, at this point, the onus it really is on Corvinus to do damage, right? Beastyqt can just sit home, relax, chill, and it's all good. Yeah, that's the fair point, Fabla. Honor Beastyqt. They are starting to group up together. I think it's going to be a timing attack, right? Corvinus is just saving up for now, and it's going to push on in. Alright, Siege Workshop as well. But Corvinus has to time this perfectly, right? Because the longer this goes on, BC's looking in a solid spot. I'm actually going for Gilded Crossbows and... Oh no, Gilded Arms. Yeah, Gilded Crossbows and Gilded Man-at-Arms. Incredibly powerful units in this particular situation, although those... on a big issue, if they can get on top of the crossbows at least, they could do some damage. We've got a couple of Landskaneshta as well there. I know I say this often, but the Order of the Dragon skins, their units look so good. It's going to start to run on here with the Honor Beastyqt, and the Buddhist monks supporting. Take a look at that. He's reducing the damage by 50% for 60 seconds. The Sohei Sutra. The Beastie. Take a look at this. He's been trading. Oh, look at that. 50 gold, 50 wood from the opposite trade island. That's going to be epic. Because that gold income is going to be really nice, safe and secure for Beastie. I've got to say the gold income is looking pretty crazy for corvinus at the moment as well. Because of how many monks he's got. And he's really debuffing these units. This is a lovely play, I've got to say. Pretty cool to see this in action. A Beastie getting a keep up. Trying to protect this location, but I think does corvinus try and dive this? Does he try and stop it? I mean, it feels like he probably has to, right? I'm not sure about it. He's not gonna get there in time, but he's spamming out units like anything. Look how many monks he's getting as well. Oh, is he trying to get back onto water? Looks like he is. He's making a play for the water. And that could actually be pretty huge if he manages to... He doesn't have his army here. He actually deleted a lot of his military ships, and he's been patrolling, but he's not... Does Beastie not see... Does he not see that? Okay, he does now. I mean, no, he saw it the whole way. But it's a lovely play to get a couple of springles there. A couple of just have to back away. They could lose a couple here, maybe. No, he manages to escape. Just about. Taking the fight in the south. He's gonna win that fight easily there, corvinus. That gold is skyrocketing. I mean, hang on it. All of these monks, right? Every single one. Is it every single one that's getting the gold? 24? Like, I'm not going to attempt to do the maths behind that, but 24 times 25? Hot damn. He's back on water, just about, but it's going to be tricky from this situation, right? He's going to take out the dock for now. He's taking the fight. I think this is a fight that corvinus should win, though. He's going with spread formation just to get the maximum surround with those Honor Beastyqt. And the Buddhist monks doing some great work. Does have a couple of prelates, though, Beastie, to try and help inspire these units, but Faze doesn't have... Does he have the Inspired Warriors upgrade? No, he doesn't. So that means it's just there for the healing raid. He's going to get surrounded and should lose a lot of these units, Beastie. And the monks are doing great work. I mean, he's not losing... That's the crazy thing. This Honor Beastyqt is not dying because of the healing that's coming out. That's kind of insane to see. And on waters, is he going to make this work? He's got a couple of springles. Here come a couple of demos trying to snipe what he can, Beastie. Ram working hard here. That dock is almost down, but he's also... he's causing Beastie to invest on water at least. Right. The Honor Beastyqt charging on in. That's a lot of monks. Not too many Honor Beastyqt remaining though, so probably has to back away. But at this point, with Beastie, it's so many economy units, he's almost population capped. At this point, if he thinks about going to the Imperial Age, he probably doesn't even need the Palace of Swabi. It probably won't work for him. Make a lot of sense to go for the Elsbach at this point. But corvinus. He's getting back on water. This is kind of huge. I'm actually kind of surprised this is working out for him. I think he's on water again. Like, with this number of docks, if he can keep producing, like, it's hard for Beast to take care of these docks quick enough before units pop out. Monk's heading back home. Demo. Again, he's going to need more than one or two of these. Going to need a couple at least. And the springles are sniping them as well, which is huge. Oh, there is that Elsbach Palace there for Beastie. Going up to 10 villages. We'll be up to the Imperial Age pretty soon. And he's going to get some all important upgrades. Although, I don't think he gets this up. There's just too much. I don't think this works out for him. All of a sudden, this is looking a bit dicey, right? Because that's a huge investment. And he can't delete this now, Beastie. That's a lot of resources, guys. I mean, even if... Oh my god. Even if it does go up, which it probably won't at this point, he might lose everything. Like, if he cancels, I don't think he can. He's going to lose everything. Oh my god. This is massive. I mean, sure, he does have the veteran Guild archers there, but there's just too many units. Oh no, the villages are all taken down. Beasty, he's lost all those resources. Uh-oh. The torches are still out. He can't, he just lost it. He's lost the resources. I think he deleted it in the end just to recover as much as he possibly could. There's not a lot left on, and guess what, Corvinus? Is he coming back into this game? He's back on water. He's made great strides on land, taking down that Exbat Palace, and it's going to the Palace of Swabia back at home. And the crazy thing is going to afford it again anyway. That's kind of crazy. That's the benefit of having that great economy for that whole time, but this is exactly what Corvinus needs to do. It's kind of insane, right? He literally just lost the Elsbach and he builds the Palace of Swabia right after. That tells you how strong his economy was. Oh, this is a bit tricky now because there's a decent number of gilded units just camping out the docks, and maybe Corvinus isn't actually going to be back on water. I mean, Beasty, he's hunkering down. He doesn't want Corvinus on water at all in this position, but there's samurai involved here. There's the Buddhist monks. He might dive, actually, Corvinus. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, it's a really critical moment in the game where Corvinus might decide to dive the base for Beasty, but I don't know if he has enough. Like, if he dives, he has to win it. And if he doesn't, he loses a standing army, then he can't really ever go to the Imperial Age, right? He'll be hard stuck in the Castle Age forever. But maybe now is go time. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Gilded Landsknecht. He doesn't have anything here. Corvinus is going to lose this woodline in a blink of an eye. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. Oh, wow. To be fair, at least the villages are not clumped up together because they're kind of... because of the woodline is a bit weird, but he's going to lose a couple at least. Gilded Archers. These guys fire so fast at this point. Oh, he's back on water though. Demos. Massive shot there. And he's going to do damage. He's torching down the docks. This is massive. Wait, he does have a dock here though. So he still will be able to fish. And so Corvinus will have to still be on water. He has to, yeah, he's doing it. He's taking out the trade. This is huge for Corvinus. This could be his way to win the game. Somehow he's got back onto water. Plenty of barracks on that front line as well. They're securing their extra bit of food. Getting the gold as well. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. God, good reactions though overall. It could have been a lot worse, I've got to say. That's the thing about Landsknecht. Like, if you thought the Elsbach Palace going down was a big moment in the game, like, these are big moments as well if he loses the villagers. Either way, he's going to try and torch down the Renix Cathedral just to cut off gold. He deletes all the lumber camps, goes into a mass farming transition. He's going to make a play for land economy. He has to. But this could be the worst possible time to have it. He's struggling on food. Corvinus is back on water. But he's got it. He's got it. He's... Oh. Corvinus. He let off the pressure on water. And so Beasty should be okay with the fishing there. He's snagging the relics. Yoink! He's protecting the gold though, and so it makes it a bit tricky for Corvinus. Might have to go for this 8,000 gold vein in the middle map. Might be good timing for it as well, whilst he's still got map control. Does have access to this one as well, potentially. But we have to see. There's a lot of demos. I think Beasty's going to get water again. There's a decent number of archer ships though. They can't get close enough, I think. I mean, overall, it's so kind of okay there for Corvinus. Like, although, that's not okay. The Carracks will definitely win the water. So Beasty will have water again, and we'll have it safe and secure, and that's a lot of trading that can still potentially work for him. He's doing it now. Oh, there's going to have a lot of gold coming in quick succession. Demos, though, demos. He's splitting, he's spreading, he's splitting. Oh, you get a decent few of them. He's going to go for the Carrack. He gets one. Still, Demo still alive. He's going to go for the other Carrack as well, so maybe he's not off water, but there's still a little bit of health on that one. Will he be able to snipe it off in time? Oh, it takes so little damage from those archer ships, but he will go down eventually. Alright. It's now go time. Now he's actually keeping the relics in the forward position there, Corvinus. I kind of like it because what he's probably going to do is try and swarm the base and then go for some one of those. But the trouble is, the HRE, I mean, he's got emergency repairs, right? He's got cannon emplacements inside the keeps, and that's going to make it tricky. No worries there, Yanis. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for hopping on in. He's still taking out traders. One character that's going to be tough to deal with. This is wild. If you guys thought this game was over a while back, which I kind of almost thought it was as well, it's far from it. And it's going to be the Tanegashima gunsmith for the Japanese to get to that Imperial Age. There's the Imperial Age upgrade. So let's get the upgrades now for these units and make them all tanky and beefy and then push on in. But the trouble is it's got a lot of static defenses to break on through, right? There's the capital town center, there's the keep. And I think this time Corvinus probably is off water. Can't see him hold on here. But Beastie has a bit of time, right? It'll take some time for Corvinus to get all his upgrades. But mass farms on the land for Beastie, so plenty of food coming in through there. Don't forget the buffering of the Ark and Chapel as well for good measure. Plenty of mangonels, and I guess the way the game is panning out here from a strategic angle, like Beastie's won water, right? So he's got a really good solid source of gold, like persistently for the rest of the game now. Unless he loses water again, which is unlikely at this point, right? Because he's got Carracks. I think it's a different element, right? If you're up in sort of Castle Age, you can still potentially lose water. But when you're in Imperial Age with Carracks, I don't think at that point Corvinus can get back onto water. And I think he recognises that and he's going to push on in. Going to try and torch everything down as quickly as he possibly can. Oh, mangonel shots though. Decent shots, but should have mass heals. The elite on a Beastyqt going to try and dive in on the mangonels. Will he get one? He gets one for now, but there's 4 more that remains and could get a massive shot on that choke point. Corvinus, he's going to lose a bit of them. Wallow comes off, but there's boiling oil as well. He's really trying to dive in, but doesn't get anything in the conversion really. And maybe he might lose 1 or 2 of these mangonels, but it doesn't even look like that. Still 4 remain. He's losing a couple of villages, but losing villages at this point doesn't really matter for Beastie. Because of Beastie, he's got the Palace of Swampy, right? He could just keep making it villages easily. Monks hitting each other. Does lose 2 of the mangonels, though. This could be turning now. Mass production for the Japanese. And he does take out all the mangonels. That's actually a really good stride here. That could be a way to win the game. He's done the hard bit almost. But now he's got to get siege. He's got a couple of rams, but just 1 so far. But there's not much in terms of units. It's mostly monks at this point. And needs a way to take out the infrastructure. Although, as I say that, more and more of these Beastyqt trickle on in. They're coming in thick and fast. They're torching everything they can. Trying to get another wallow for anything that comes into position. But the keeper's at full health, right? And he's always got the emergency repairs to call upon here, Beastie. So he should be okay. He's down to 17 military though. Everything that's popping out of the production buildings he's losing really quickly. He's starting to be overrun, but I wonder how long that Corvinus can keep this up, right? He doesn't have any food in the tank. Tell you who does. It's Beastie. He's got 7,000 food in the bank and he's starting to lose everything here, Corvinus. Yeah, the push is over. He's having to retreat back home, and that was a good try, but he took out a few production buildings, but that keep is still standing with the relic inside of it. And he's still trading. It was an important push. But it wasn't quite enough. And now everything's gone quiet. I'm sure it's the quiet before the storm, because Beastie is now grouping up a big chunk of army. Like, he's making the army back so quickly. On a Beastyqt charging on through, doesn't quite manage to get on top of the units though, and Beastie, he holds on for now. Oh, Beastie's got control of gold in the middle there with the keep. That's actually pretty huge because Corvinus is going to struggle with gold before too long. Especially with a couple of Landskenecht going through. There's no way that Corvinus can just stand and fight that. He has to run away. He's going to decap that Sacred Site in the middle. Looks like now Corvinus is going to go for a mass ram rush and push. And maybe he's going to go for a landmark snipe potentially. But it's always tricky against the Order of the Dragon. The Order, they have emergency repairs. It's also kind of crazy that we saw this, the Temple of Equality landmark. It's been a good eye-opener, actually. I don't think I haven't seen that landmark in such a long time. I pretty much forgot what it did. Good bit of sniping here on the back for Beastyqt. He's raiding, but the population looking very healthy for him. Yeah, I think this is the last throw of the dice here for Corvinus. We'll see if it works. Oh, he's getting those Azutsu as well. Gonna snipe out a lot of those villagers. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Now he's always got this keep to fall to, so he's still mining gold. He's just mining anything he can at this position, really. And I think it's go time. It's go time. He does have a Zutsu behind this as well, which is kind of a really nice unit to have. And to be fair, a Zutsu and mass monks could be pretty powerful with those rams following in. He's actually got some Unification coming through as well. Here come the rams. It's going to start taking the infrastructure down, but it needs to focus on, well, the landmarks, I guess. Trouble is, there's a keep sandwiched in there everywhere. And so everything around it is going to be well protected. He's got mangonels as well behind the keep. I don't know, it's going to be rough, right? He loses a lot of the infantry already. This is going to be a hard hold, but I think it'd be a hold he should be able to manage. I mean, there's a lot of rams. The keep, though, is under pressure. He does get the emergency repairs. Wallow, more of a kind of a distraction more than anything. Villagers coming out to torch now. I think at this point, Beastyqt would be quite happy to use the villagers, right? Because the villagers, he can make them back pretty quickly. Here, mass mangonels pop out. They're going to get a lot of damage. He loses the keep. He's going to lose the capital town centre, but he does still have the Arcan Chapel. He does still have the Palace of Swabia. And he does still have the Regnus Cathedral. He's jumping on in. There's a couple of, I think there's a Landskenecht added on in. They're getting so much damage with the mangonels as well. And I think at this point, Corvinus, I don't think he has enough. He's got a good number of units, but not a lot is fighting on the front lines. They're all trickling on in. Azutsu taking good structural damage there. They're taking a lot of those buildings out. But they're trying to snipe out the Springalds to allow the mangonels to do their work. But it looks like Beasty's stabilizing, right? He's pumping. He's got a lot of production buildings, and the rams can't quite get to the back. The Arcan Chapel, the Palace of Swabia, surrounded by mangonels. Got 2 Springals remain for Corvinus. He's trying to snipe out as many of the mangonels as possible. He's coming in with plenty of relics of Corvinus, but there's only 2 rams I think they're remaining, and that's not going to be enough. Beastyqt with a massive hold with the mangonels. Those 2 rams trying to work their way through the Arcan Chapel. Wallow comes on in, but there's oh god, there's the hand cannoneers. Gilded hand cannoneers going to rip through everything, and yeah, at this point, Beastyqt has more military, he has more villagers, he has more mangonels, and he's going to take down that final ram, and I don't think there's a way back for Corvinus. He's going to try his best, but those monks carrying the relics, they're going to die pretty quickly, and he's going to have a full pushback at this point. I don't think there's any way he stems the flow of now what's going to be the gilded units for the Order of the Dragon, probably moving their way across the map and taking, oh my gosh, a lot of villages around that gold vein. He's mining gold as much as he possibly can, but the trouble is he doesn't have food. And that's Corvinus who doesn't. Beasty, he's got plenty, almost 1,200, and yeah, Corvinus going to lose the army. Mangonel's going to decimate everything that remains. And he can't produce anything there, Corvinus. The steam has run out of that train, and the mangonels coming out for Beasty in clutch. A cracking game of Age of Empires 4. Back and forth. It looked a bit ropey for Corvinus earlier. He managed to win back water, but then Beasty's Order of the Dragon comes out on top. Hope you guys enjoyed this castle game on YouTube. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Take care, and see you next time.